Okay, we wanted to talk to you a little bit about North Urban Renewal District. There's a lot of advantages to the urban renewal. As you see, we've been able to get a few projects done in those areas. So we met with Eileen and Elaine, and I'm going to turn it over to Karen because she has almost all the information involving the North Urban Renewal.
I just kind of wanted to brief you before Elaine will have a meeting with us and go over this, but it's helpful if you understand ahead of time a little bit about what we're going to be talking about. So the map that
It's fine. I remember what that like.
good. The map was in yellow, and I guess that if you look, the large portion close to the river is where the new Portview apartments are. And then you come down and we're looking at trying to make some of that cemetery ground. I think it's time we could start doing something with the cemetery district and encouraging them to, you know, maybe sell part of it or anyway, make it look better. Then we went down on the bottom is on Front Street so that we can go, you know, clean all that Front Street up because it needs street and curbs and sidewalks and stuff. And we're not going to do all this, but you put it in the plan. That's why I attached these other pages for you, because this is what you put lots of things in your plan. You don't necessarily do them all, but it gives you a guideline to where you want to go. So this is a pretty large area we're taking into consideration for the boundary. And we didn't include anything that we thought was already developed or whatever, because that, and I thought I would try to put North Main Street on here, and she says I can't do repair. It has to be new. So if I needed to, and somebody's gonna need to do, you know, overlay or something on North Main Street someday before this is up, but they'd have to figure out a different way. On the sheet I attached after that, I just gave you some ideas of different projects that we might want to hurry and kind of go over. You know, like you say, if we could site a hotel over there on that side. Hotels are not part of an enterprise zone, but they do get a 3-year standard exemption. So it gives them a chance to kind of get their, you know, their process built up so they have a clientele. And then they come on the tax rolls. So it makes that's a good deal to have them on the tax roll. And when she starts this project, there is lots of financial stuff involved in this, because they go to the tax assessor and ask how many places they have, you know, that would, what the rate will be if you give up your taxes and things like that. So the special districts, this is the part that takes the salesmanship on our part and her part, because we'll have a couple of public meetings through this process. And we'd really like to get it done by, did I tell you October?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, don't get tired of long meetings or a little extra time, but the special districts that we have to talk to are going to be Morrow County, the Morrow County Health District, the Port of Morrow, the city of Boardman. We freeze our own tax base too. I mean, we don't get to continue while we make everybody else go. Boardman Fire Department, the cemetery, Boardman Park, Morrow County Unified Rec, North Morrow Vector Control, and the Oregon Trail Library and Blue Mountain. And last time when we did this, we had a couple of meetings with you know, the heads of whatever these districts are, and we had the fire departments are always the negative ones because their amount of taxes, they always, you know, have more and whatever, so. But I think unless you have any other questions, I just wanted you to be a little familiar because I think she will probably start, I think will want time on our June agenda. So it would give, I wanted you to have a little, if you have other questions or think about something, it's
I have a few questions, if I might. I was wondering about, now I'm assuming that between that this big venue is the train tracks.
No. Train tracks are gonna be back here.
Or is this Olson Road? Okay, so this
Yes.
is Olson Road.
That,
So this seems like this area right here and this area right here could be included. I mean, there's a lot of light there. I know that the Morrow County Sheriff's Office has an office in here or something, if I remember correctly, if I'm looking at the right spot. This is where
that's
the
before that.
Macarios,
no.
I'm upside down to you.
So this is the Portview Apartments right here. All of this over here is different.
Isn't this Olson Road? Isn't this Olson Road? Isn't it the Safe Center?
So this is
Maybe I
Columbia,
upside down.
this is Columbia Avenue right here.
At the bottom.
The
Yeah.
Safe Center, this is the
Boardman
Safe
Avenue.
Center, and this is Olson Road. And if
Yes.
this is Columbia Drive, then this area right here, Macarios is inside. Or is it
Yes.
outside? No, it's inside.
No, we've included Macarios.
Okay.
But all this space next to Macarios and all this space on this side of Macarios is also
A lot of it's
full of
developed,
light.
though. But most of that is developed.
See, most of that, it belongs to the cemetery. That all that property on Columbia belongs to the cemetery. Now,
Well, then how are we helping the cemetery? Is that the bridge that we built in this map? No, the map between
right,
this and this.
That's not a bridge, that's an easement.
I know it's not a bridge, but what I'm saying is
The city owns an easement through there and
going from here to here, we're bridging Columbia River or Columbia Ave. All this stuff on here, you're saying all of this right here is the cemetery?
all these lots right along here
Our cemetery.
are cemetery.
And what's on the other side?
That is, well, that's where the other developments, that town. Portview,
Port View's in here. Isn't
Portview's
Port
that
View?
the big yellow space at the top of the map.
That's that new development. over
That's
by
not
River
Port View,
Lodge.
that's the new development on the other side.
Yeah, that's.
Port View is on this side of,
Portview is.
Oh.
can you put the map on the,
Tidewater, Tidewater.
This is
Tidewater.
Tidewater, yeah.
I'm
That's
sorry,
what it is.
Tidewater is the big one.
this is Tidewater. I'm asking about this property right here. Isn't this where,
That's Portview.
this is not Port View, it's on the
This-
south side of Columbia. On the
This is
south side of
Portview.
Columbia, what is this?
The part we left out is Portview.
Here's River
So they
Lodge.
own on both sides of Columbia? They have both sides of Columbia?
No,
This is where those brand new apartments are right there, and because here's River.
This
Lodge.
is Port View though.
Right, Portview's over here.
This is not Port View.
Correct.
Portview.
This is not Port View. Is it?
Yeah, Portview's right here, because this is the railroad tracks right here.
This is not Port View. This is Port View.
So are you wanting to add more to the?
Or is
map?
this, because this was what I was asking, is this the railroad tracks or is this Columbia?
No, Columbia is right here.
Okay.
This-
So is there any way to, huh?
The football field,
I do see the football field.
Columbia is
Columbia runs right there.
right. here.
Okay, so then this really big one is the railroad tracks. Okay, that's gonna help me a lot, because I've been confused, thinking if that's not the railroad
When
tracks.
we were talking about Portview, I was like, well, that can't be the railroad tracks. There has to be over here.
Thank
That
you,
was kind of what
thank
I'm
you,
thinking.
help me,
Yeah, and then to
okay.
the north of the railroad tracks is Marine.
So this part that's left out is Portview,
Yes,
and this is the railroad tracks.
yes.
Okay.
Cause right here is,
This is
Portview.
Marine Drive, right?
Okay,
so right here is Portview. This is
so
right here is
this
where-
part that's back here is all that stuff back by, it's back there by, Umatilla Electric. Yes,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, so you got independent, UEC.
Thank you. I was thinking that's right along Columbia and I'm like, I don't know, this just feels weird, right? Thank you. And all this stuff up to Macario's is is the cemetery district, you said? There's a big,
Cemetery district owns,
A lot next to it.
the lots. Okay, see, you can see where the cemetery is, that those three green stripes. Kind of in the center of your map.
This is a cemetery right here.
I see two green stripes.
That's the
They have
cemetery.
the driveway
That's the
down the middle.
cemetery itself.
So has it been excluded from this?
This whole section right here is undeveloped right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
These two strips are
if
developed,
you
you
wanna
can
look
stop,
up
this is
here,
undeveloped, but they own that
this
But
is-
property.
that's
yeah,
not
here we go.
inside, that's not inside the,
This is
It is.
cemetery property and this. all
okay, the
this-
way I'm reading it, that's been excluded.
Yes.
The urban renewal lines don't include that.
Right.
Should they include that?
Or we do the urban renewal lines, we don't want the cemetery itself in there.
Just
Or
the
the,
lot
or the
next to
lot
it.
next to it, we want the, where there's businesses, which is gonna be right through here. As you can see, this is all cemetery up to, I believe, right here. And then this is all McCart,
That's all cemetery too.
That's all
Cemetery is all the
cemetery.
way to Olson.
Yeah, we're taking out all that. And bringing in McCart.
And what about the plot of land between the housing development off of Boardman Avenue up to Front Street? That's also been excluded. There's a chunk of land back there.
Behind the splash pad and stuff.
I think so. I'm looking at it right here. So this looks like Second Street, maybe?
Yeah, that's Second Street. right here.
Northeast Second Street. And this space right here has
That's,
been excluded, but it's
that's the
undeveloped.
Catholic church.
It's
That's where
still
they
undeveloped though, right?
are. Pardon me?
It's undeveloped, right?
The Catholic Church, yes.
So we don't do it if it belongs to the Catholic Church, or is it
We're not,
personal?
we're not going to, the thing we would do for the Catholic Church is maybe help them with the street or help them get their water there.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna do anything. That line runs close enough to them
Mhm.
to do anything that you would do for them. Or anybody else. It's like this big long piece over here as you go over the overpass. That's down, that's by the,
That's been for sale for a while.
yeah.
Where the
From
Phil Dirt
school.
sign is at?
Well, you're not gonna do anything, but maybe if they come and say, well, gosh, would you do something and help me put water and sewer or something in? But we're not gonna go develop it. The thing we've done with urban renewal over here on, Chaparral is that the port and us went together and actually physically did that work. And then we decided, no, we can't do that anymore. But, so Mon is to get him to move on farther. You know, maybe we'll go and do water and sewer, then it would be up to him to do the street and the sidewalks and everything else. And part of the thing would be, you've got to build a couple of houses and sell them. I mean, I'm not gonna put money in the ground to develop and you sit on it. It's the same thing with Bob at the Sleep Inn. He's got big ideas, but doesn't want to do them for a couple, 3 years. Well, this is a 20-year plan. So when he gets around to it, maybe a person would say, oh, you know, maybe we could do this or that, whatever. And make it so that you could get people, because your whole goal is to get people on the tax rolls.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not, that's the whole goal, is you're looking for people on the tax rolls that are gonna pay you back.
Okay, so if it's not new development, how does the Sage Center get into the urban renewal?
Because they're doing new development.
Yeah, right now.
Well, then potentially anybody could do new development, right? No. I'm just asking the question, because I think that it's legit, like
We don't care, you can take it out. But
I'm asking a question,
No,
like I want justification.
well, I think we drew it around there thinking that there was going to be an expense. You know, water and sewer, something expense to them there, and so. You know, and maybe they'll never come and ask for it.
But at
Just
least it
because
gives
you're-
them the option to.
Yeah, just because we, you know, like all the other plans we have are, you know, big places on the map. We've not done hardly anything on them.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. We have a road plan for this, but we haven't even,
Well, you
mess
gotta
with it.
understand, we can only put so much property in urban renewal, so. There's a lot of stuff that's not included. We try to include the stuff where we see projects potentially moving forward, not something just gonna stay there stagnant.
Where you're gonna make money. Make your money back.
The idea is
Is to make your money
is to
back,
make
so
your
that's
money
why
back.
you're including these, is because. Some of these, you're almost guaranteed that you're gonna make your money back, the others are gonna be newer in the hopes that you're going to make your money back. So that's probably why those are included in there.
And again, we'll get into the deep conversations when she gets on and able to talk, but you can't have the whole town on in an urban renewal. You just can't do it.
Well, and the other thing is, when the consultant does the figures, they figure out like how much taxes you'd forfeit. They figure out after 20 years, and if you thought you did this, that how long it would take you to pay back your urban renewal. So that it's, you know, because like you say, I think we've got Central, we're paid up on it right now. And West, we're you know, probably gonna take it a little bit more. And if we could do anything in those to help somebody get on the tax rolls, that's the whole object of this is, and this would be great if we could use this to get with the cemetery, to get them to do something with that.
Cause it is pretty dirty.
That whole
It looks terrible. Layout.
really
the whole
needs,
south side of Columbia,
yes, that's what I
the
mean.
entire south side.
And now there's a lot more people living over there. I mean, there was a time there was nothing there. And now there's a lot of people living over there. I mean, even in Marshall Loop area,
Yes,
you know, there's a lot of people that butt up against that, and you gotta see how I used to live there, so, I mean, you just see it and you're like, okay, you know. So,
Where were you thinking of this, I know we've talked about this before, the sports complex. And you said between Boardman Park and Recreation District and Port. I know that there have been issues with tribal and the Corps of Engineers and all that stuff, so.
but
I'm
I
just
just,
curious if maybe you changed the location?
no, I didn't, and I just thought I would throw it in there
That's right.
as, you know, 20 years is a long time. I mean, lots of things can happen.
Mhm.
And I thought, you know, there's no reason not to put it in there. And maybe Elaine will say, oh, for crying out loud, take that thing out, you know,
Yeah,
it'd be just a
They're
money
just
pit.
suggestions.
We didn't put it in.
Huh?
We didn't put that
It's not. in-
it's
Right,
one of the
that's my
suggestions.
Oh,
Put on
yeah,
that.
when she emailed us, okay, she
Yeah.
had like, yes.
Yeah, it's
Just
not in
as-
the urban renewal though.
in. Okay.
Right, because this isn't like final, this isn't
No,
like,
this
you guys have ordinances, so you can move things around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you decide the sports complex, then, you know, we have the engineers read all the lines.
Well, I know where they want to put it, but I don't know if they're ever gonna get it there.
Well, the good news is the Warm Springs, today I heard they got enough more money for their water and sewer.
I would recommend we stay on task.
I want to talk about that first, they're holding me out. So anyway, that's, yeah, I want you to take and kind of have, and like you say, if you see things that you don't think it would be good or is too much. Because there's only a certain amount of acreage, and I think we had Mike draw us an acreage thing, and I think we thought we were in the acreage that we could do that. But I think that, and to be honest, the sooner the better we get this plan involved and done. Because we're pretty confident that, BCDA is gonna build that, incubator building. And the minute they rent it, they're on the tax rolls. Okay. I don't care, you can be a 501 something or other. But the minute you start renting property, you're on the tax rolls. So we would have some income. You know, because that will probably be a couple, $3 million building. So. Anyway. Things to think about.
Okay, I think that's all we have for our workshop, unless anybody else.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
I think next time we bring this back, and we should probably make sure we put some strict names on it. So,
Well, they're bigger, for sure.
Right.
well, you know, I mean, just make sure that we, because, I mean, it looked like what you were saying, and we're like, okay.
Well, and I asked before I started my questionnaire,
Yeah, so,
which one was what?
All right, so I adjourn this meeting at 6:28.